What's going on, Mike? This is Desmond Clark, former tight end of your Chicago Bears.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Halas Hall Report.
Defense has been playing too good. So I'm going to take the Bears in a rare shootout.
I mean, if that offensive line, we get some help for that one. We in our draft and everything, we need to focus on our offense.
You know, he's going to be on a roll here today. I think he's at least going to have 2 sacks.
Doing it all year long, so if you stop those 2 guys, who else they got?
Robbie to go. I mean, he took out Aaron.
Yeah.
Go that touchdown, got the 1-play lead with 61 seconds left.
Dalton runs the offense a little better than Fields, as long as the offensive line can somewhat hold up.
Welcome to Halas Hall Report. We're a little late today. Had some technical difficulties, so we're just going to go ahead and do a pregame. We'll talk about the win last week a little bit. We'll start with Woody first. What'd you think about the game last week?
What can I say? All aspects of the offense, defense, special teams kind of scared me in the beginning. Looks like they're all consistent and they play together, and that's what happens when you do that. So, I mean, Patriots are, I know it's the Lions, but they shut out the Lions a couple weeks ago, 29-0 with their number 1 scoring offense, and we only gave up 14 points to them, but pretty good win. So, got to keep it up.
Definitely. Anything you'd like to add, Dan?
Same thing Woody said. And also, he had Gordon, Smith, and Brisker all with the interceptions, and offense looked good in that. And I was just impressed with how they played last week against the Patriots. It was a nice win for once.
Definitely. Yeah, the offensive line is iffy, we all know. So they literally switched it last week from Fields to have a lot more designed runs. I liked it. I will like it as long as he doesn't take those big hits, because I don't like to see the big hits on our starting quarterback. It definitely was different watching us beat the Patriots. Like, the score should have been flipped the other way normally anytime, but with Eberflus and the coaching, they gave it to them all game for sure. The defensive line stepped up, I feel. Losing Quinn, it's going to be a little dagger.
Yeah.
But that's just for the other guys to step up as well. We lost other big talent last year, and we've been playing pretty good for losing that much talent from this year. Anything you'd like to add, Ken?
Well, I mean, for those who watched, Mike and I were watching it live. I mean, we were both kind of like, what's going on here? It was kind of a surreal game. I mean, it just shows you, though, like what we've been saying with the parity. The Bears have been that one play away. Well, last week, we got those plays. So, I mean, this is a good team. It'll be interesting to see what they do against Dallas. I mean, our run offense is phenomenal, but our big takeaway from last week is still our passing game is still for crap. We still gotta up our passing game. Brisker is looking more and more like rookie of the year, though. He's still my defensive player rookie of the year. So we'll see what Brisker can do today. But today's gonna be an interesting game. But last week was just, I think we were all in shock, a little bit of shock.
For sure. Like, all aspects of the game was good. Punt return, kickoff return. And what do you think about the kick return, switching it?
Pettis is giving us some good field position.
I thought Pettis did a great job for sure. So I think we'll see Pettis back there again this week.
Yeah.
And we held Belichick from passing George Halas last week too for the wins. But obviously Belichick's going to get that this year, but he didn't beat us to pass it. That's all that matters.
But there's a huge difference from last year to this year. There's been second half adjustments damn near every game. The defense hasn't even gave up more than 9 points in the second half all year.
You know what the big takeaway for this year is? Besides, I mean, that's good right there, but penalty flags. Like, the only 3 flags the Bears got tossed on them last week were offsetting penalties. So, I mean, this team has been really good on not, committing penalties. I mean, look at that. How many times last year did a penalty kill us in a drive? We have not had that issue this year. Like, we're not keeping drives alive for the other team via the penalty, and we're not killing our own via the penalty. That has been a huge difference this year.
For sure. And my players of the game is the whole defense. Because the defense played great. I can't just say Brisker, Gordon, Roquan, because they all play good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And coaching.
Yep.
Coaching was stellar. Play calling was stellar. The only thing that I didn't like that was downfall was what the heck is Mustapher doing on some plays? He looks like literally a pee-wee football trying to teach him the name of the game. I wish I had the clip. I didn't have time to record it because I was getting my PC together, but it was just awful. I'm sure you guys seen it. It was a good, 5, 6 fucking seconds. And get an arm on just one person. Other than that, he was doing circles. Like, what were you doing?
The other thing I don't like either is that last week they put Herbert in on a couple kickoff returns. I know that he's our backup running back, but I don't want to put him in that situation for him getting injured.
No,
I get why they're doing it though, because they're like, look, if he just gets the smallest of seams, he could be gone. So I get why they're doing it. I kind of agree with you, Woody, but I understand why they're doing it.
And plus Santos 4 for 4 last week, so that's good. Mike is win by a field goal.
He was a special teams player of the week.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. The hot topic. A couple people already talked about it, but Robert Quinn trading for a 4th round pick. What does everyone think about that? We'll start with Dan. What do you think, bud? Was it good? Bad?
Hated to see him go, but it's going to help, down the road. And that. Have to wait and see.
Right. Woody, what do you think?
I think it was good and bad. I mean, he wasn't doing that much this year, but like Ken said before, he was like leading the league in double teams.
This year, right? You're talking about for the double teams?
It just gives us more money next year. I think we're up to what, 138 million.
We're more than double the team behind us.
Right. But like Mike said before, it gives other players time to step up. So I liked it because, like I said, he wasn't doing that much this year. Yeah, he had 18.5 sacks last year, but I think I liked it. I think it's good. It was a surprise this early. I mean, but like I said, I'm glad it's getting done. But it's sad to see him go. But like I said, he wasn't doing shit this year.
Right. Yeah, as I said at the beginning of this year, if we got rid of anybody, it would be Quinn, just for the fact he's the highest paid player on our roster. It helps us next year and the following year. It hurt our defense a little bit this year. Yeah, he's got the double teams like Ken said. His sacks, his progression, nothing is what it was last year, but that also hurts when we lose multiple people on the defensive line. But definitely it's going to help the future. And I don't know if you guys seen it, but he literally said that this is his last year. I don't know if he's going to play in the league or not, but he said that he's going to avoid his last 2 years of his contract.
Yeah, he didn't say he was retiring. Him and the Eagles just came that they're going to void the last 2 years. So he's going to be a free agent, which opens up the door for him to come back because he said he wanted to be in Chicago. So if he can come back on a sweet
Cheaper?
deal, cheaper deal for the Bears next year, it makes sense. Because then I really love this trade because not only do you get a 4th-round pick, and there's good value in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds usually. So not only do you get a pick that could become a starter, right? Because look at our team this year: 2nd, 3rd, 4th round guys are starting or getting significant playing time, being contributors. You might be able to get him back for half as much money as it would have cost him to play for us next year. So, I mean, if that scenario works where he comes back at a lower rate, it's a phenomenal deal for the Bears. Because look we're not going to the Super Bowl this year. We're probably not going to the playoffs. So
How long does it take?
it's a good deal for us.
Okay.
I agree. And another reason why they voided that contract is it's a high contract.
Huge money. Yeah, he's not going to get that money anywhere in the league. So,
Right.
And if he wants to come back to Chicago, like he said he wants to play in Chicago, then maybe what was he going to get paid next year? Like 16, 17? Maybe he comes back for 7 or 8. And it's a steal for the Bears. Not only do we get a value draft pick, we get him back for half price what he would have cost us.
Right. See, I made a post on it on my page, and a lot of them was saying that it should have been for a better pick. I don't think so, just for the fact his stats are down. You know what I mean? And another reason is that's a high contract to take over. You know what I mean?
Well, we're paying a lot of that contract though.
Yeah, for this year.
We're paying this year's.
Yeah.
So for Philly, they're not paying much. I mean, a 4th rounder is still value. There's a lot of value in the 4th round still. So it's not sexy like a 1st or 2nd rounder, but a 3rd or 3rd rounder might have been pushed, but a 4th rounder. Heck, we see guys going for 5th and 6th rounders who. So I mean, a 4th rounder is actually a pretty good pick to get.
Definitely.
Well, the other guy, I know its stats don't say it, but I'm really impressed with Justin Jones on the line. I like him a lot. I think he had 2 passes defended last week. I think I'm really impressed with him. I really enjoy him on the line and stuff like that. And today he's got to get in there once again. But like I said, his stats don't show it, but I'm really impressed with how he's doing.
Right. I agree with you. And I've noticed last week the defensive line has been throwing their hands up to get those batted balls.
Yep.
And they've been hitting actually on time. You see a lot of defensive line jumping, but they just can't react to it at the right moment.
What's going to be interesting is now, is going to be the with the D line is, okay, so the double team situations you have to change for defenses or offensive lines, obviously. I wonder now, because it's not as simple for them to just say, we know we have to double team, how that's going to work. It might actually open this D line up a little bit more in a weird way. So it should be. It's going to be interesting to see what life is like post Rob.
Agreed. All right, we got about 9 minutes left until noon. Let's get to going to the game today against Dallas. They have a great defense, but their offense, I think, struggles at times, kind of like ours. You know what I mean? Let's start with Dan. What do you think is going to happen today?
I hate to say it, but I think Dallas is going to win this one. Probably 24-14.
Hey, before you finish, they just announced for sure Zeke is out today.
Yep.
Micah Parsons is in, and I didn't see the other, but the big out is Zeke. So that may change your prediction. I don't know.
No, they're gonna. Pollard's like, I think, second on a team in yards from scrimmage, and yeah, I think Zeke's a little bit. He's like one of the bull rushers, like 3rd and 1 from the goal, or 3rd and 1 for the first down and stuff like that. But Pollard, he's a great back catching out of the backfield.
He's actually been more dangerous than Zeke.
Yep.
My apology. I kind of skipped the injury report. You want to give that, Woody?
Well, the only one that's out for us, if he's not on the IR, is Borum. So that's another offensive lineman down. So that brings Mike's buddy in probably for the full game, Sam Mustafer. So, and there's, like Ken said, Zeke was out. Micah Parsons was questionable. He is playing. So they pretty much have their full team. So
he's definitely not my guy. I'm pretty sure he's the worst PFF rating for linemen. But what do you think the score is going to be?
Listen, with our 3 offensive linemen out and their defensive line, like DeMarcus Lawrence, they got Micah Parsons coming in. Justin Fields has to have some time, because if he doesn't and he tries to throw it, you got to think they got Trayvon Diggs back there. I think it's going to be an ugly game for us, especially in Dallas. I say 26-13 Dallas.
Okay. Ken, what do you think? You going with or against?
I went against the grain today. I mean, I've even watching the pregame shows, everyone's taking Dallas by 10, which is what the line is, right?
9.5.
Yeah. So, you know what, though? I think Dallas has to answer our run game. And if they can't stop our run game, that means we're going to get a good amount of control in the ball, which is going to make things a lot easier on our defense, which let's not forget how we got Brisker, probably going to be rookie of the year. You got Roquan. I mean, this defense is still lethal. So, and let's face it, Dak, like every other Dallas quarterback in history, is prone to interceptions and bad plays. So I'm going to take the Bears, and I'm going to call it, we'll go with 28-24 Chicago.
Wow. That's a high scoring for a second-ranked defense, huh?
You know, well, you know what the thing is? I've watched a couple Dallas games. They don't ever play teams that run a lot. It's against the pass they've been pretty good because it gives Parsons the time to get sacks. They've got Diggs back there, but they haven't played the number 1 rushing team in the NFL yet. Oh wait, they are today. So they haven't really shown that they can contain a run yet.
I would agree with that, but with the new offensive lineman in there for taking Borum and stuff,
he had a new offensive line last week too.
They've been good, but even with Mustafer's Mustafer's bad at pass protect, but he's actually somewhat decent on we lost Dan. He's decent on run. So I mean, it's going to be run heavy today. And look at Parsons. Micah Parsons in, but he's not 100%. So there is a possibility of him not playing this whole game too. So yeah, John Dorn, I kind of figured isn't that going to be 43-13? Isn't that going to be the Green Bay score tonight?
Now he's the homer that picked the Packers on the show.
Yeah, Buffalo is going to win big today. But I mean, honestly, it all comes down to the running game. If the Bears establish the running game and the Cowboys can't contain it, we win. That's simple.
I absolutely agree with you, Ken. Last week we went against the 7th ranked defense, and look what we did. You know what I mean? Not saying it's as talented as the Cowboys, but if we have a game plan going into today like we did last week, I'm with Ken on that. I believe the Bears are going to win. Hopefully they win the turnover ratio like they did last week. I think we're going to win 27-20.
And the other thing is too, I think now with as if they establish the run game, I think we'll start to see more Cole Kmet and more of Darnell Mooney on short play action passes, where it's going to be more of a yak situation, right? 3-yard pass and go for a run after the catch. Because Komet's pretty good at that. I think he's averaging 5 or 6 yards run after the catch. And Mooney, if he gets even an ounce of space, forget about it.
Well, the quick slants and the wide receiver screens or the tight end screens, depending on if they're tripped up or what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. 100%.
I just hope that Justin Fields, because what they did last week is made a pocket for him, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
He had time to throw, and those designed runs were helpful. He did pretty good on those design runs. So hopefully they can do that today.
And I love we're wearing the Orange Crush. I mean,